But let's talk about Susie Wiles. We know she's been important to Donald Trump throughout his political career. She's not, though, as well known to Americans in general. What are your thoughts on her now stepping in and filling this role?
I think it's a great choice by President Trump. Look, Susie was there during the 2016 and 2020 campaigns, playing a critical role in Florida. But the thing that makes her unique about this time is that she's been at the senior-most level of the Trump orbit for the last couple of years without any drama, without any backbiting. Clearly, the president respects her opinion. She stayed entirely loyal to him. The campaign was the best of the three. Hate to admit it, but it was. And I think a lot of people give her a lot of well-deserved credit for not just the campaign strategy, but the staff that was chosen, the cohesion, the unity, the lack of leaks, hiring the right people at the right time for the right roles. And that's kind of what, at the end of the day, you know, the White House chief of staff needs to come in, have the ear of the president, the respect of the president, and keep trains running on time.
You know, and we know Republicans certainly don't go for identity politics, but it certainly is notable that this will be the first woman chief of staff.
Yeah, it's interesting for a guy that's a misogynist. Hiring a strong, competent woman doesn't seem like a good step, does it? I mean, for all the media narratives and the left-wing attacks about Hitler, you know, his historic gains in Latinos and Hispanics, young black men, the landslide and the winning of the popular vote didn't comport to the rhetoric that we saw on the trail of who this guy was. At the end of the day, Donald Trump surrounds himself with strong, competent people. If it's a woman, great. If it's a man, great. But Susie Wiles did a great job, and she's being rewarded for that because she's a competent professional, and that's the kind of people Donald Trump's going to surround himself with.
All right, so Sean, before we talk about some of the other, possible choices for this incoming cabinet, what do you think the Senate confirmation process is going to look like, considering Republicans will control that branch?
It's a great question, Nichole, because it's not just control the Senate, right? You could, it's not just 50 with maybe the vice president or 52. Senator Collins from Maine and Senator Murkowski of Alaska, with all due respect to them, aren't as maybe enamored with President Trump on a lot of issues. And so by getting to 53 with that big historic victory that Dave McCormick was able to achieve in Pennsylvania, puts Republicans with a nice buffer to get those nominations through. So people who might not have risen to the top or, may not have been the cup of tea of every Republican or could have faced some Democratic reaction can now get through a lot easier. It's going to give President Trump a lot of latitude with the people that he chooses.
All right, so Sean, there are a lot of names right now floating around for some pretty prominent positions. RFK Jr. in some type of health position, unspecified right now. Elon Musk, billionaire, richest man, potentially leading a Department of Government Efficiency. Marco Rubio, possibly in the running for Secretary of State. What are your thoughts?
Great, great, and great. I think Marco Rubio is a fantastic an effective senator and voice for conservative principles. Wherever Senator Rubio can help, I'm pro that. He's phenomenal. He's a great messenger. I can't get enough of Marco Rubio. I think if Elon Musk wants to come in and make our government more effective and efficient and make sure the taxpayer dollars are put to the best use to make sure that the services that we're providing to the American people, whether it's people in need or small businesses or veterans, if he can find ways to make it more efficient and more effective, I'd love that. There isn't an American that shouldn't be for that, right? Except for, people who are making their money off government waste and inefficiencies. And then with respect to RFK, my goal is, or my expectation is that he takes some kind of White House senior counselor, czar-y type job, at least based on what he has said he wants, to go in and look at areas of concern when it comes to health. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, Nichole, that's come up during this campaign. When you think about the FDA and NIH and some of the CDC, and you hear about some of the conflicts of interest where you've got government being funded by the same people that they're supposed to be regulated in terms of grants and number of people sitting on boards, and oversight commissions of products that they're supposed to be regulating. I think just the sunlight that someone like RFK can bring to this will be extremely good for government.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.